Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is season 6, episode 5, The Salt Lake Soup Man. So Whitney is going to host this girls' lunch, and it's going to be like flower power themed, she's trying to get back to her old self. And, of course, we all got to start off with having a big old group involved in whatever endeavors that you have going on, and reset or rebirth that they always try to do for themselves. Oh, well, let's have a big old lunch or dinner with all the girls and try to air out some grievances or whatever. But we always know it never works out that way. So, Salt Lake City is one of these shows that can literally, I think probably the only show that can literally have one episode, the whole episode, based off of one scene, okay? And this is a dinner. Well, actually, it's a lunch. Like, literally, I could be sitting at the table for dinner, lunch, or breakfast, and the whole episode is literally them arguing with each other over dinner, lunch, or breakfast, or even probably nothing, because sometimes they don't even have the food yet. They just still be arguing. But she picked this really interesting flower garden place to host this event. And of course, Mary has to come in automatically with her weirdness to talk about, this place is haunted. It gives, some weird, creepy vibes. And in her confessional, she says, what she's heard is rumors. I mean, it might be true. I don't know. But the old owners, whoever in the past, had actually committed murders in that place. So that's where she's getting it haunted spookiness from. So, that's Mary and her weirdness. But we flip over as well to watch everybody arrive. We see Lisa, and of course she's telling the driver, keep the car close and keep it running, because I don't know how long I'm going to be staying here. And you know what? They should have put a timer up on this episode so that we could actually see how long they was sitting up in here arguing before she actually got up and left. Whitney starts off the lunch with a speech to let them know why they're here. It's because she's, trying to get back to her old self, the old Whitney, the fun girl, the party girl, And I'm going to start with y'all. As usual, I say, we always got to start with the whole group. So, just hoping that they embrace her wild and crazy old self. Of course, I'm sure they wouldn't mind. It gives them something to talk about. So we're going to start off with some wine tasting. She actually have like 3 wines sitting there. I wish I actually should have wrote down the names so that maybe I can find it here somewhere to try it myself. With the first wine, it came with a salmon, I forget what she said it was, but it's like a tartare salmon little hors d'oeuvre. It came in a little cone, and that, if I'm not mistaken, I've actually had this in Vegas at a wedding reception. It is like comes in a little cone, and all the stuff is stuffed in there, so you literally can bite it in 2 pieces or just kind of take the whole thing. And of course, here go Mary. Ooh, no, I don't do raw. Is it tartare? Ooh, is it raw salmon? Ooh, no, I don't do raw. I don't like parasites crawling all up in my ass and getting stuck in my stomach and this and that and eating me up. Girl. All right, so first argument. I think let's say we're going to start. First argument. Brittany and Angie. Angie letting everybody know that her house is up for sale. If anybody wants to buy it, go ahead. I'm moving on and doing some other things. So, of course, Brittany sits there and says, "Oh my God, you're selling your house? Well, why didn't you call me? I'm an agent." Like, ugh, and and Angie like, "Girl, I don't know you like that, So that's, I got other friends, so that's who I reached out to. But I'm good, Thank you." Oh man, I'm looking at she looking at the listing like, oh my God, the price, you got it listed too high. And it's been on the market for 200 days. Are you serious? Come on now, girl. So of course, Angie's trying to explain, because this and this and that, and she's, I'm the professional here. I think I know what I'm talking about. So don't insult my house, says Angie. Well, don't insult my industry. Like, come on now. So within this little spat, because it wasn't like a big argument or nothing, we'll get to that. This little back and forth, Jared just so happens to call her. So she's like, oh my God, Jared's calling me. And they're like, oh my goodness, Jared, here we go again. You still talking to that fool? I thought we just told you to break up with him. And she's like, well, I mean, we're still talking, this and that, still trying to figure it out. And Whitney brings up that, he came over to my house the other day. And she's like, for real? What? And she's like, yeah, he came over to talk to Justin, and he was just telling him all these things about you and saying that you only come around when you want him to buy you something. So, of course, Bronwyn found this funny because, yeah, y'all was just calling me a gold digger. Wow, but you over here trying to get what you can get out of Jared, the other Osmond. I'm sorry, I just forgot about that. That's his name, Jared, the other Osmond. And with that, the wind starts to pick up a little bit, and it blew down the vase, the flower vase. So I believe it broke the first time because it is glass. So it knocked over. So they're like, oh my gosh, this is a sign. And then then another one breaks again. So it's like, oh, see, girl, the spirits is trying to tell you need to break off with Jared. So I thought that was a little funny. So Meredith decides to take this time to address Lisa, to ask her, we've been good friends and we've been working on our relationship and things with each other. And I just want to know if you've ever been trying to spread rumors about me. Okay? Because remember last episode, Angie was telling her that, watch your back because Lisa got some stuff, in the arsenal that she ready to shoot off whenever you pop off. Okay? So, of course, Meredith had this in the back of her head and just said, well, listen, we're going to talk about this in front of everybody. I'm asking you, you talking about me behind my back? Like, what you doing? So Lisa like, no, we work really hard on our friendship. So, I would never do anything like that to you, Meredith. And she's looking over at Angie like, oh, you must have heard something from Satan. And she's like, listen, I've been very careful not to say anything. I've been very careful to not say anything about you to Angie because I already know she's going to go back and tell you everything. So Angie's like, girl, don't be looking at me. So I forgot to say when Whitney gave her little speech to start the lunch dinner ceremony, whatever they got going on. She said that, oh, my friend Terrence is going to come, and Terrence is a psychic, and he's going to, read y'all and give y'all a little reading if y'all don't mind. So, of course, everybody is in except for Mary because, that's the devil's work. So, Brittany was the first one to go back there to the psychic, and while she's going back there, they're all going to go one by one back to see the psychic, and everybody else is going to sit and enjoy the wine and the cheeses and hors d'oeuvres. I guess that's how it's supposed to go. So while Brittany goes back to see the psychic, she's very wild and surprised that he literally tapped into everything that's going on with her right now, which is her daughters. Like he hit the nail on the head, trying to tell her that, yeah, your youngest, you need to circle back and try to work on that relationship, okay? I could see we should have probably kept a little bit longer on her so that we could have got some Jared information. Cause I know he was gonna pull I know cards, but he was gonna pull that. Nah, I'm just playing. He was gonna pull that card of swords. So Lisa and Angie, they're going back and forth at it. Like the argument has started. Okay, forget about whatever Meredith was talking about. This is on me and you because you be spreading lies about me. You always talking about me. You always talk about me. You always coming for me. Well, you come for my stuff too. And you know what else that you did? You came after my kids. I never came after your kids. Yes, you did. You came after my kids' business. So that's the same thing. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even trying to say nothing about them. So Meredith, you guys, stop it. So they do stop for a minute. Do not bring kids into this. You guys are going too far. Cut it out. So then Okay, since we ain't gonna talk about the kids, let's talk about that salon. Remember how you came and picked up, you came up and picked them products up from my salon? Yeah. Oh yeah, I sure did. I sent my girl over there and she said you was being all rude and everything. Talk about get the dusty products out, So, oh, I wasn't doing none of that. You was the one that was texting me. Like they was just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then we get Bronwyn to go back there to go see the psychic. And he hits a nerve with her, an emotional nerve. About her mother, remember the brain. She has some brain things going on. The father got Alzheimer's stuff going on. And he says, there may be another procedure in the future, but don't be, like discouraged or afraid, because everything was going to work out in the end. But also, their relationship, he can see, that the mother is a little tough on her. But, as long as Bronwyn can pretty much stick it out and, listen and actually, hear what her mama got going on and things like that, she'll understand that it's all for the good and that her mom is actually there for her and will be there for her when she actually needs to show up at the right times. It might not be when Bronwyn wants it, but it's going to be on time. So we back to Angie and Lisa. Man, you want to go there? Well, how about we talk about the credit cards and you texted me. So Angie reading this text that Lisa sent her about spending other people's monies to go on a trip to Greece or something like that, taking vacations and this like that. And Angie, see, I don't have to do none of that. I got real money. I got my names are on my credit card. She pulls out her wallet. Here, look at that, my black card. Here, look at this Express card. Look at American Express. And I got this one too. I got this other one. It looked like a smartwatch or something. Was it from Prada? I don't know. Like, that's what they got going on. And all you got to do is swipe this and this and this and that. And they're like, oh my God, Angie, stop throwing the money, but let me see. Can I spend this? Joking like, how people do. Let me put that over here, even though we're going to give it back. So Angie's standing up at this point, and you can't tell me this, and I pay all my stuff, and I don't do none of this stuff. You're the one that be lying, and you're the one that money ain't right. And Lisa like, oh, why you keep standing up? What you standing up for? You shorty, you a little short Miss Stuffins, little short thing, little shorty. And they like, what? This was cool though. Like, we can argue without going low. Right. You short ass bitch, your breath stink. Oh, well, speaking of short, she said, don't let me come over there and pull your ears way further than your face left. Oh, she hit her with you look like you've been in a wind tunnel. And I was like, oh, okay. What? Don't talk about my face. You want my face? You want to be like me? I have not had no facelift. This and that. So this back and forth is just, it's pretty much irritating when everybody else. So Whitney is trying to say, oh my God, stop, girls, stop. You please stop. And they're just not even hearing Whitney, and they just going on and on and on and on. And in the midst of all this, Bronwyn does come back from her session. She's sitting there, and she's still in the moment, and she's crying, So nobody notices except for Meredith, and she says, oh my God. She yells again, everybody stop. Bronwyn's over here crying, and she knows she needs some help and support. So they go stop for like literally 30 seconds to say, are you okay, Bronwyn? And she trying to explain herself. Yes, I'm just going through with my mama and my parents, and y'all just don't understand. I'm trying to hold it together. And Lisa and Bronwyn go right back into it. You just can't do this, and you can't, and you shut up. And So now it's Heather's turn to go see the psychic, okay? So Heather gets up, she goes through. Her psychic session was more on the lines of, she is going through some changes, with being an empty nester and things like that. But we didn't really get too much into her session. It was more of just a quick little, he sees the new life that she's trying to live. And then he asked about like, what's up with that love life? And then that's when it kind of like clicked over a little bit, because Lisa had got up from her seat and is walking and talking and yelling, and she ended up walking straight into Heather's session. It's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, to go back out. So we kind of didn't really get all of whatever Heather was talking about. Back to the argument. Go shop at Nordstrom's. What? I don't shop at Nordstrom's. Your boyfriend shops at Nordstrom's, and he, with that credit card that you was trying to use. What? Girl, I ain't got no boyfriend. You need to, let's talk about the soup man that you got. So everybody like, soup man? Who? Soup? Who ordered soup? Like chicken noodle? It did kind of it did pause the argument for a hot little second. I was like, nothing lasted. It was all feeling early, about 10 seconds of shock and jokes, because like, bitch, who the soup man? And we put the whole title is the soup man, but we still don't know who the soup man is. So Whitney's like, okay, she pulls them to the side now, and she's like, okay, listen, Lisa, you believe that she went and took a trip on another credit card, and then Angie, you believe that Lisa used another credit card to pay for a Range Rover. So can't you see that you guys are literally arguing about the same thing, and it's dumb, and you guys can literally let it go? But no. They're going to keep going back and forth. And at this point, because like I said, they got up and kind of moved around here, but they're so angry that they just cannot stop talking, and they literally do have to have the last word. It's like once she said something, then I gotta say something right back. So they like, Lisa, it's your turn. It's your turn. Go see the psychic. So she's like, all right. She going there. She literally out of breath. Out of breath from arguing so much. Going in there. Okay. It's my turn. Okay. Whew. Calm down. So the psychic breaks Lisa down a little bit, okay? It hits her little emotional nerve, and she, it's something going on with her and John. I think there was a couple little blog rumors that kind of hinted at something like that, but with the psychic saying it, I guess that's kind of confirms what everybody was kind of thinking. But I think it's like they're on two different planets at this point, okay? Yeah. They need to work on being on the same page. And even though, as she said, he's my best friend, and we've been together for so long and all these things, she still loves him. Marriage is hard. But yeah, there is a disconnect there, and they're going to have to figure that out. So, while Lisa was back there doing her thing, they were all the other ladies were trying to talk to Angie to get her to calm down, and just to get her to literally stop, give up, apologize to Lisa, just, let's move on. Mary points out that, see, when you were friends with Lisa, you was riding for her and having her back all the time. But now that y'all falling out, look what you're doing now. And, I think she did kind of see it for a quick little second. But, like I said, Angie's still hot in the moment, so she's not really hearing nobody. So Angie's turn to go see the psychic. And his name is Terrence, by the way. I know I just keep saying go and see the psychic, but it's Terrence. And he sees that, hey, okay, you got some businesses going on. And she like, yeah, I got a salon and everything. But he like, no, 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 it's something else. So of course she's a bit taken aback because she is opening up a new line of sunglasses. Don't nobody know about, but obviously he does now. And he says something about traveling in June or something like that. So she's like, yeah, we do a lot of travel in June, horses, things like that. Her daughter, equestrian things, And he said, I see like an injury happening, some type of injury with the animal. It could possibly be a horse. So, she's like, oh, okay, let me take that in. She does, when she does take this back to the ladies, like, yeah, he said something about a horse and stuff. So I don't know if I should be worried for Electra, or because he said it wasn't gonna be her getting hurt, but it was gonna be like the animal or something else or something. Because when you do readings and stuff, or if you ever had one, it's all it's kind of like in general speaking, so it's not necessarily literal to like, oh, well, you're going to have a glass break or something, whatever. And that could be anything. It could be a window. It can be a mirror. It could be a cup. Like think of it as that way. So can we get Lisa and Angie to apologize to each other? Because it seems like this argument has calmed down a little bit enough to where we're all back at the table. But they don't want to give apologies to each other. It's like, no, I don't want to say sorry and this and that. And you never apologize to me because of this and that. And you just keep going on. And you're the one that started it. And see, and this is the Lisa yelling at this point. Because like I said, we came to a point where it was calmed down to chill to ask them, can we apologize to each other? But instead of getting the apologies, it just went back up to Lisa arguing again and say, yeah, I'm not the one who started. You're the one that started it. You're the one doing all this, trying to come after me. And so she getting up to walk away again to try to calm her down. I think it was Brittany or Mary. Somebody took her away just to try to see if she'd calm down. Of course, she's going back again, And I have not had a facelift. Well, she does admit to some threading going on up in there, but listen. Okay, so Meredith's turn to go see Terrence, the psychic. And hers was pretty interesting because he's trying to tell her, okay, like, I see some stuff with some mental health issues going on in your life, so we don't know if that necessarily means like her or not, but something mental health somewhere is in that, and it is in existence in your life. But there's also some struggles I see with some friends. Like you might have someone in particular, it might not be with an S friends, but yeah, you might have one that's it's giving you it's giving you doubt, and untrustworthy feelings. So I think you might need to hone into that intuition, and right, think about it. And so as she's getting this reading and getting her wheels to spinning, because is this who I think he's talking about? Untrustworthy friends backstabbing me. Angie walks in because she needed to pick up a box. And she's listening, okay? So I think we need to hold on to that she came in and she heard. So Angie brings this box to the table and everybody's like, what's this? What's that? It's a box full of all the things that Lisa has gifted her over time. Okay. And they're like, oh no, this ain't right. Why are you gonna do something like this? No, don't do that. And of course, Lisa by this time sees it and is, oh my God, this is so tacky of you. I can't believe you do something like this. Another back and forth. But while they are doing this, Whitney goes to see the psychic, okay? And this is her friend. I feel like she probably could have just did this anytime, like after the party and everything. But, she goes to have her little time. And he lets her know, communication at home ain't right. Okay? Which means her and Justin, they ain't doing so well at this point. She brings up the fact that if I think we kind of all forgot a little bit, but her young and wild and freeness was a little bit problematic for his job at the time, and he had to quit, or should we say he was fired? Okay. It was unfortunate because at that is the point where she decided to step up her game to open up the businesses, the Wild Rose something, the jury stuff, whatever she was doing. Whitney Rose, Wild Rose. And he was going to join her on that venture. Okay. But I think along the way, and businesses have failed now, so we're back to square one, going back to the drawing board. I believe he done found a new job somewhere else. But she realized, like, dang, not only did I lose myself with trying to rebuild and have, try to make something for myself, be my own boss lady and all this stuff. Forgot about being married, we forgot about talking. We forgot about communication. We forgot about our feelings with each other. And we forgot about, talking it out, talking things out and stuff like that. So that's something that they have to work on. But then Terrence also mentions that she has somebody in her life that she needs to get rid of. Somebody toxic, somebody untrustworthy, just somebody that she just can do without, just don't need, because it's causing her stress and, turmoil. So, of course, her wheels get to rolling around in her head, because is he talking about Lisa? Is he talking about what I think he's talking about? Because I've been say, bitch, I've been trying to leave that bitch in the dust. But if this is confirmation, then bitch, I can let her know. So we're back at the table, with all the back and forth with Lisa and Angie again. Bronwyn's like, okay. She brings it up again. Y'all are going way too far. Like, y'all need to cut it out. Let's stop. Like, it's just been enough. And of course, Lisa's fed up by this time because, yes, it has been enough. It's been enough to where, bitch, I got to go and I'm done. Bye. So with Lisa leaving, Angie kind of just has a breakdown, so to speak. Like, oh my God, I just can't. She makes me so angry. And see, this is what I was saying, like, that calmness about her while she's angry in the moment. Is it the Botox or something? Because it's like, it's hard to, it might be the Botox, because it's like, because the face is frozen. You can't really get the frustration of the anger in the face, and so I think that's probably why it just looks so calm when she be arguing and be so angry, but nothing here moves, so maybe that's how the calmness is. I have to look at that again with Angela when we go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, because she argues so calm too. But anyway, yeah, she's literally like, oh my God, I'm being bullied by this girl. I'm sick and tired of it. She pushes the table like, ugh, in frustration. And it was like a little toy horse type thing was in the box, and it was sitting on the table. So when she did the shove, it fell over and it actually broke the leg of the horse. So this bing, bing, bing was a sign that Mr. Terrence, the psychic man, okay, your powers might be working. Yep, you saw this in the future, but listen, it happened just right now. So in this midst of her venting to everybody about how she's feeling so frustrated with Lisa and she just can't take it anymore. And then all these ladies, you guys have all went back to her to be her friends after all that she's done to her, all that she's done to you. Like, I'm not gonna be that person. I'm not going back. And Mary's trying to calm her down, like, girl, it's okay. Nobody's done that. And she's like, yes, even you, Mary, you done went back to be your friend. And Mary like, who, me? No. Say that again. You said me? Yes, you. And Mary said, I ain't never did know nothing like that. Or maybe if she has. But listen, the point is, you can be mad at Lisa all you want to. But that don't mean that I gotta be not her friend and be mad at her and all this stuff. That is y'all beef. And if that's how you feel, because I thought we was cool like this, girl, we is not cool like this. So peace out and I'm out. Look, in true weirdness of Mary fashion. Because, girl, what? Because if I was Angie, that's, girl, what? Yeah, and that's when the episode ends with a phone call from Jared, the other Osmond. Oh, man. Salt Lake City, I tell you. These girls, something else. Did y'all see that magazine cover? If y'all haven't, go check it out. Mary, they are all supposed to be in swimsuits. It's like a recreation of Desperate Housewives cover from back when the TV show was there with like Eva Longoria and all them, but with the Salt Lake City girls, because bitches, they on fire right now. So they are, I think it's like Glamour magazine or something. But Mary Cosby, they all in bathing suits, and you're in a dress, church dress. Why? Like, I know we passed the married and everything, but everybody was in like regular one no bikini bathing suits, all one. And yours was a dress. So I ain't like that. Lisa's pose was a little bit off. I think I like the Merediths, hers and Whitney. They was up there looking good. I said, okay, look at y'all. But the rest of y'all, Heather, Mary, and Lisa. But anyway, I'll see y'all next week for the next one. Keep them up, girl. Every episode is great. Keep them up. Bye. Thanks for watching.